Hello everyone. Welcome back to my chatty, sassy channel here on YouTube where we talk about all things luxury. And today I'm going to be talking about a vintage luxury piece of mine, and that is my vintage Chanel small Series 1 classic flap in beige lambskin with 24 karat gold hardware. So the reason I want to talk about this bag is that I'd for a long time talked about how the classic flap I didn't think was a worth it bag. And while I don't think that the classic flap at current prices is worth it in any way, shape, form, or fashion, I think that vintage versions can be, and having this bag has converted me. So I think I'm going to start out with what fits in this bag so that you can see if this is going to be good capacity for you, and then I'm going to get in at talking about why it is that I love this bag, why my mom hates this bag because she has used it as well, and if I think that there are any suitable alternatives for it. So with that, let's get into it. So here we go with what fits in this bag. I have a ton of little goodies to show you what fits. This is what I normally carry in the bag. And starting off, there is my phone. Yes, your phone can go in the front. I don't do that. I don't want to risk stressing the leather. Yes, your phone can technically go back here in the, no it can't. So your phone can fit like this in the back Mona Lisa pocket. Again, wouldn't want to stress the bag like that. So let's start out by putting it in. Then we're going to go with my card holder, my Calvi, my Bastia, my keys, let's put in a lipstick. I don't normally carry a lipstick, but let's do it. My lipstick, my AirPods, and then finally my sunglasses. Now I put all that in, I close up the bag. It's still nice on the sides here. It's not bulging out. It's a little maybe on the sides, but honestly the profile, still correct. So that was a ton that I was able to fit inside of that Chanel classic flap. That's everything that I would need. If we look at the top of the bag, there's even room here if I wanted to lay like some tissues on top of the bag. If I wanted to maybe put some sort of little snack bag in there, not necessarily what I would do, but if I wanted to, I could. If I were to take out the lipstick and the AirPods, I could definitely fit some other things in there. Maybe a tiny pouch of some sort. But yeah, I think that this bag actually has really good capacity given its size, and it does stand on its own, which some bags don't. I do sort of wish this bag had feet on it, I'm not gonna lie, but it stands perfectly fine on its own. So that is what fits in the Chanel classic flap size small. So now that you've seen what fits in it, I think that you might have a little bit better idea of why it is that I like this bag. My probably most used bag, one of my two most used bags at least, is my, if I can get a good hand on it, is my Strathberry East West bag. Now I love this bag, I carry it all the time, both dressed up, casual, I don't care. This bag is a lot bigger than the Chanel classic flap. If you look at these two, you can clearly see this one is bigger. Let me just sort of show you there on the bottom a little bit. But everything that I put in this bag, I'm able to put into this bag. And I didn't think that was gonna be possible, but it is. Like, everything that you saw me put in this bag is what I carry every day in this bag. So that addresses the capacity issue. Now, that being said, when it's come to the brand new classic flaps, I cannot fit the same amount of stuff in those classic flaps in the store whenever I've tried it. My stuff does not fit as well into those as it does into this. Now, talking about capacity, that is the thing that my mom hates so much about this bag, is that for her, because she has to carry a med pouch with various medications in it for her at all times because she has anaphylactic food reactions, she can't fit that in here. Because she puts that in here, it takes up almost the entire bag. She puts her phone and her keys in her slim purse. This bag is bulging. And so for her, this bag is simply not gonna work. If you're someone who you have to carry a pochette with you, this bag is not gonna work for you. And you are going to hate it. Now, one of the other things that I thought that I wouldn't like about this bag is the closure. I thought the closure would be finicky with the double flap and the twist lock. This one's more finicky because this one is very, very stiff leather. And so getting it out and then pushing it back in is a lot more finicky than this. Like, look at how nice and easy this is. I just do a quick twist, lift, and then this opens right up. I'm able to get in wherever I need, drops back down because it's old and it's broken in, turn the lock, super, super easy. So that was another thing that I was really surprised about with this bag. Because it's vintage, it is so easy to use the flap. Now, what are some other things that my mom doesn't like about this bag? Because she actually didn't mind the flap about this bag. Other than the fact that it was hard for her to get to fasten because she had so much stuff in it. The other thing that she doesn't like for her, and even for me, she cannot wear this bag crossbody. I would not wear this bag crossbody because even on me at 5'2" and 100 pounds, this bag, like, it's sitting too high. This bag is not working for me crossbody, but that's okay because for me, carrying it as a shoulder bag is, in my opinion, the way this bag should be carried. It is much more elegant that way. I love having this bag as a shoulder bag because where my arm hits basically covers the CC. So if you don't know this bag, if you aren't someone who's going to recognize the silhouette of a bag when it's just passing by you, you're not gonna know what this bag is because my arm covers the CC, which is the most noticeable part. And it's super lightweight, super comfortable to carry. I absolutely love carrying this bag. But there's also an intangible about carrying this bag. This bag is a vintage classic beauty. It is timeless, it is iconic, it is stunning. I mean, and it's vintage, which to me makes a bag very special when I can find a vintage bag in such perfect condition. It's a bag, this is a bag that has lived longer than I have. And so there are stories to me that come with this bag that I don't even need to know that this bag has had this long life and that I get to take care of this bag and get to carry this bag and get to use this bag and add to this bag's story. I love that. Plus, I'm not going to lie, carrying a vintage Chanel classic flap that is in perfect condition. I mean, there's not a scrape on this, there's not a mark of discoloration on this, there's not a stain on this, there's no leather peeling or rubbing on this. It is perfect. The only thing is that there's a little bit of wrinkling on the flap with some of the leather that's, again, older than me. Okay. But carrying this, it gives me just this amazing warm feeling. It makes me feel so special carrying this bag. It makes me feel, and like, I know that I'm an adult, but like, it makes me feel like this elegant grown-up woman that I always wanted to be carrying this bag. And that's something that for me makes paying for this bag a little bit worth it. Now, that being said, is this bag worth it brand new? No, it is absolutely not worth it brand new. Is this bag worth it for $2,600, which is what I got it for pre-loved, as a vintage bag? Yes, this bag is 100% worth it. I feel the exact same way about my vintage Lady Dior bag. It is 100% worth it. And I love these bags because they are so beautiful and so timeless and so special. And having them in my collection makes my collection feel a lot more complete. I'm not gonna lie, since getting this bag, I'm having a really hard time purchasing any other bags. I've looked at other YSL bags, which I love. I've looked at other Lady Dior bags, which I love. I've looked at other Strathberry bags, which is another brand that I love. And those bags are not giving me the feelings that this bag is currently giving me. And I'm at a point with my collection where I need to have those feelings with a bag if I'm going to bring it in, because my collection, I've got enough. My basics are covered. I pretty much have almost every single use covered except for my like amusement park, baseball park, concert type bag. That's the one thing that I'm still needing. But other than that, I've got all my uses covered, so I need those bags to make my heart sing the way that this one does. If I were to find a deal like this on a black bag or a red bag in this, I would absolutely be purchasing it because that is how much that I have loved wearing this bag. If I have to go over $3,000 for this bag, I'm not gonna love it. It's gotta be under $3K for me because of the fact that my ideal dream colorway, which is the gold hardware with the beige lambskin, I was able to get for $2,600. It's got to be that price or lower for it to be able to compare and come in my collection to sit beside this one. I love this bag. I adore this bag. It is never leaving my collection. And I think that you guys can probably tell by the way that I'm talking about it how much I love this bag and how much that I think that it can be worth it. So what about, do I think that there are any alternatives? Not everyone wants to pay $2,600 for a bag. I think that there are a lot of other brands that do double chain strap bags with a flap closure. And if you are wanting to stay under $1,000, I honestly think that this is a great option. I think that Tory Burch does a great option. They're going to be similar to this bag. They are not going to have that Chanel status. So if that is important to you, pay attention to that. Listen to that. If you are going to still be craving the Chanel bag, don't settle. Save. When it comes to this bag, I absolutely love it. My mom doesn't, because she doesn't like the bar on it. If the bar is going to be something that bothers you, it's not a bag for you. I think that another bag that is a great option is the Aspinall of London Lottie bag. I think that's a very lovely bag. I think they do it in a lot of great variations. I have looked at the bag for myself, and I do think that is a great option for a bag, particularly because they do a lot of the similar quilting to the Chanel. I think that that's probably going to be your best option. As far as from the actual luxury houses, I think that if you're wanting to go more casual, that the Celine, I believe it's either the Victoria or the Victory bag that they've come out with recently. I think that that is a great option if you want to be more casual. If you want a dressier option, there's really not going to be a comparable one. Louis Vuitton had the Vauvan PM bag, which I think is a great alternative for this bag. They are out of stock on the website, and I can't find it when I search the website. I can only find it through Google, which takes me to the page that says it's half stock. So that bag may have been discontinued. There's the YSL envelope bag that I do not think is a good alternative for this bag. As much as I love YSL, I hate that bag because it is so stinking stiff, and anything that you put in that bag makes the sides look like they're bulging. So that is not a bag that I recommend as an alternative, although a lot of people do. They do have, I want to say it's like the Mallory or the Maggie or something like that. I'll put the name down here. It is a double chain bag. It's a more casual leather. Honestly, if I were looking at that, I'd go with the Celine instead. I think that the Celine is going to be a little bit more elevated than that bag, even as casual as the Celine one is. So there's some options for you out there, but honestly, if you want the Chanel Classic Flap, keep an eye out on the vintage market. Watch Amore Vintage from Japan. Watch DCT Vintage from Japan. There's the Persefair in Australia that can sometimes get really, really good deals in. There's Fashion File. There's the Real Real. Follow Una, Vintage Lover 83. She comes up with some bags occasionally. So they are out there for you to find. You've just got to look, and you've got to have patience. But these vintage beauties are so special that if a Chanel Classic Flap is what you want, I recommend you go, you find the perfect vintage one, you save thousands off of the in-store price, and you get an incredible timeless bag that you are going to love forever. So with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye!